What's the difference between globals, locals, and vars? What is the difference between globals, locals, and vars? What do they return? Are updates to the results useful?
Each of these return a dictionary. Globals always returns the dictionary of the module namespace. Locals always returns a dictionary of the current namespace. Vars returns either a dictionary of the current namespace, if called with no argument, or the dictionary of the argument. Locals and vars could use some more explanation. If locals is called inside a function, it updates a dict with the values of the current local variable namespace, plus any closure variables, as of that moment and returns it. Multiple calls to locals in the same stack frame return the same dict each time. It's attached to the stack frame object as its f_locals attribute. The dict's contents are updated on each locals call and each f_locals attribute access, but only on such calls or attribute accesses. It does not automatically update when variables are assigned, and assigning entries in the dict will not assign the corresponding local variables. Gives us. The first print L only shows an X entry, because the assignment to L happens after the locals call. The second print L, after calling locals again, shows an L entry, even though we didn't save the return value. The third and fourth prints show that assigning variables doesn't update L and vice versa, but after we access f_locals, local variables are copied into locals again. 2 notes. This behavior is Python specific. Other Pythons may allow the updates to make it back to the local namespace automatically. In Python 2.x it is possible to make this work by putting an exec pass line in the function. This switches the function to an older, slower execution mode that uses the locals dict as the canonical representation of local variables. If locals is called outside a function, it returns the actual dictionary that is the current namespace. Further changes to the namespace are reflected in the dictionary, and changes to the dictionary are reflected in the namespace. Gives us. So far, everything I've said about locals is also true for vars. Here's the difference. Vars accepts a single object as its argument, and if you give it an object it returns the _dict_ of that object. For a typical object, its _dict_ is where most of its attribute data is stored. This includes class variables and module globals. Which gives us. Note that a function's _dict_ is its attribute namespace, not local variables. It wouldn't make sense for a function's _dict_ to store local variables, since recursion and multithreading mean there can be multiple calls to a function at the same time, each with their own locals. Which gives us. Here, f calls itself recursively, so the inner and outer calls overlap. Each one sees its own local variables when it calls locals, but both calls see the same f._dict_, and f._dict_ doesn't have any local variables in it.
Se a lasta semora, praça são chegadas ao perceibinho.